today, in particular abs, if you have regularly any back issues or back pain. So they're quite safe to do if you have any injuries. Just always be mindful if you're just postpartum and there's like an ab separation, then always consult with your physio or anything like that. But other than that, this is a great one if you don't feel super strong into the abs or if you've got any injuries. So we're really going back to basic and playing it super safe, but still working these. We'll do a few exercises lying down, then kneeling up, and then a few in plank. And that is it. So let's get that burn going. We'll go and lie down onto our backs. So it's nice to have a mat, but that's all you need today. Set the soles of the feet to the floor, just to kind of loosen everything up here. You might just sway your legs a little side to side. And then when you're in position, let the knees face upwards, interlace the fingers right behind your head. You've got quite a neutral spine here. Take a big breath in to stay, and then exhale, take an ab curl up. And that's very different for everyone on how high you'll go. Inhale, take it down, and exhale up. Same with the pace. You go faster or slower. If you're going faster, it brings a little bit more of that cardio. If you go a little bit slower, you might have the opportunity to lift a little higher. So really keep those feet grounded, because as soon as we bring them up, that might start to pull onto the back if your abs are not strong enough. So if you regularly do any ab exercises with the feet off the floor, and you end up with a sore back after it, then this one is definitely the one to get back into. So I'm starting nice and slow. I'm going to pick up the pace just a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that too. So I'm aiming for about a minute of this exercise. Really letting my head fall into the hands here. And so my neck is very relaxed. And the idea is really squeezing your ribs and your hip bones together every time you come up. So how that's squeezed together. And so we're working our abs and not our neck and not our back. Breathe. Now, you might have done already like 50, you might have just done about 15, and that's all fine. Keep breathing, keep moving, and hopefully you start to kind of feel those abs engage, maybe even whine and burn a little bit, which is good, because that means we're changing. If you're feeling your back, take a moment, reset, and then slowly come back again. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Sometimes we kind of get stuck into these habits that we think this is how high I can lift, and it's hard to break those habits unless you keep kind of trusting yourself or believing that some days you might go a little higher, some days you might not. Nice work, guys. Let's just do 2 more. And 1 more. We have another minute here, but we'll go into those obliques. That's the side of the abs. So come up and then take a big twist. Come through the center. Maybe you want to come and lie down, or maybe you stay up, and then to the other side. So middle to side. Really get that one shoulder much higher off the floor. And try and avoid a lot of movement through the legs here. And so we're really pulling and lifting up through those obliques. And again, see how high you can lift. Let your head still be super relaxed. And for some, that's much wider through the elbows, and otherwise you might cradle it, but just really be mindful and keep checking in that you're not pulling onto your head. And up and twist. And really feel free to rest your head down in between sides. Notice if one side you might go a little bit higher than the other side, very normal. And use the exhale still to come up. So here again, we'll aim for about a minute. Nice and neutral, supported back. Relax through the face. And just keep smiling. Keep breathing. Repetition is definitely one of those things that really does the trick in terms of the smaller muscles, but also your abs. The more you do of it, the more we start to build and burn. And tone. Nice work, guys. See if you can lift a little bit higher again. Continue to work with your own pace. I'm aiming for about 4 more. And so really keeping our feet to the floor today to play it safe. Take a moment, let your head rest, and then bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall open, sort of like a book here. And just because we'll continue with those ab curls, we'll start to tone and strengthen much more these lower abs. So really that belly button to pubic bone now. Interlace those fingers again and again, same thing. But every time you come up, kind of hollow the belly into the spine. And try and kind of lift from those lower abdomen. Breathe and lift. We have about a minute here again. If this is super uncomfortable for your hips to be in this position, then of course you just go back to the first one, right? And then you might even take little pulses if that is better for you. Otherwise, coming up and bringing it down. Good. Still all the same things count. See if you can have that sense of lifting even through the pelvic floor every time you come up for this one. About 20 seconds left of this one. Back is fully relaxed. It actually has a little bit of a release here as we're taking these ab curls. Taking about 5 more. Exercises, we'll do a few pulses and then an isometric hold, and that's if you're lying onto your back little sequence. We'll come onto the knees after. Shake it out here, but your shoulders and your upper body should feel quite alright. Otherwise, again, be more mindful to let that rest. We'll interlace the fingers, the soles of the feet are to the floor, and we'll just take a 10 little pulses and then a 10-second hold. So let's come up and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, belly down, 3, 2, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, maybe reach the arms, 4, 5, making it harder, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, rest down, take one big breath in, maybe you move and sway a little bit, and there you go. Interlace those fingers right behind you. Take a deep breath in. We'll go up and over to the right side and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Aim to lift through the right shoulder even as well. And come up and hold. Maybe reach the hands long again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, lift high, 2, and 1. Inhale, rest. Exhale over to that left side. 10, 9, pulse, 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze the belly down, 2, and 1. Hold or reach. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come and lie down. Soles of the feet together. Interlace the fingers. Take a deep breath in and come up and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, reach or interlace still. 10 seconds. 8, 5, 4, relax the glutes, 3, lift higher, 2, and 1. Good, let's stretch that out, long and skinny on the floor. Arms overhead, pointed toes, take a big breath in, and out. And then we'll roll ourselves up. Really, because I'm doing this around injuries, roll up through the side rather than the Pilates teaser, if you know that one. We'll come onto our knees. If you've got bad knees, feel free to just kind of double pad the mat here. Really nice to have a little bit more softness underneath the knees. Knees are hip width apart right there. And we'll just start by extending the left leg out. So right knee is down. Make sure your knee and your hip are one straight line. Good, and when you're ready, park that left foot a little bit more forward, touch the ears. Really keep a long spine here. That's important as we're working the obliques. So we'll go elbow towards the thigh, left side. And then exhale, right elbow towards the floor, left arm to the ceiling. Slowly, slowly go from side to side. And ideally, if you have a mirror, look in the mirror. Shoulders stay square. There is no rounding, so you don't have to go very far. If that feels good, you might even reach the arms long and go from side to side. Good. No use of the floor. Really lifting out of those obliques, so elongate your spine. Keep reaching, keep lengthening, and keep your collarbones nice and spacious. Breathe, breathe, breathe. About 10 more seconds here. And over time, we're getting stronger. We might do this with weights. But really, ideally, imagine this big steering wheel and then lifting up, reaching over. Good. Last round here. And coming with the right hand down towards the floor, left hand up to the ceiling. See if you can take little pulses. Chin is up, collarbones are open. Breathe, last 5 little pulses. You don't have to go low. 4, find a length, let that be your priority. And 1, slowly change. And anytime you do feel the back, you immediately know, I did not have correct alignment, okay? I need to find a little bit more length. So there you go. Starting, touching the ears. Right elbow towards the right thigh, left one up. And to the other side. Ensure that the knee and hips are stacked on the left side. And if that felt alright and you did that on the other side, start to reach through the arms. And again, imagine that big steering wheel, okay? So we're not kind of sagging through the arms and therefore through the spine as well. Chin stays up, never look at the floor. I'd rather have you look up towards the ceiling or the sky, but ideally forward and a little bit of a chin lift so we don't round. Lengthening, lifting. Up. 10 more seconds. See if you can have the pelvic floor to lift again, lifting through the belly button as well. 3 more. And then that last one, there you go, left hand reaches down past the thigh, but the right hand just as much lifts up to the ceiling. It's like the hands pull apart. Feel the right side of your obliques strengthen, but still have length into the left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, if you have padded the mat, bring that back for our little plank exercises. And I'll show you them standing up first, just because it's otherwise a little bit harder to see. So as we'll find the plank in a little bit, we'll hold the plank, and I want you to really lengthen the tailbone and squeeze the ribs and the hips in the plank together. So it kind of looks from the side like this, where we squeeze and lengthen. Imagine you have a tail and you have a tailbone, so it's kind of the same. We lengthen it underneath. So it's that squeeze and lengthen, almost like you're you're boxing as well and you're doing any kind of punching and someone's about to hit you in the stomach. It's that brace, ribs and hips squeeze together, tail lengthens, and feel those abs contract. Now we'll do that in a plank. So when you're ready, hands underneath your shoulders, feet along the back, whole body works. And when you're ready, squeeze, squeeze. Tailbone lengthens, ribs and your pubic bone come together. 5 more. 4, 3, press into the back muscles, 2, 1 more, and take your knees down for a moment. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, we'll come back to the hands and we'll do this exercise exactly the same way onto the forearms. So when you're ready, step your feet back, bring the forearms down, you're in a forearm plank, and there you go. Keep your collarbones wide, shoulders over the elbows, squeeze and tuck, squeeze and tuck. Ribs to hips, tailbone going under. So lift through the belly button. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more. Imagine someone's punching you or fire burning. 2 and 1. Knees down, big breath. Always bring some color to your face. Good, final exercise here. Hands come down. You can do this one from the forearms, by the way, if your wrists are not loving the pressure of the plank. You step your feet back, and then we'll single leg lift here. So one leg, it's not high, nice and still. And then slowly step your feet back, forward, into a little tabletop hover. Step it back, and hover again. 1, 2, step it forward, knees hover. 3 more. Lift. Press and lift through the belly. Step it forward, hover. 2 more. Lift. Lift, lift through the belly. Step it forward, hover. Last one. Lift. Lift. Step it forward, hover for 5, 4, 3, a little bit more weight forward, 2, 1. Child's pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. Coming to sit down. Done quite a bit of oblique work. So a little length and a little spine twist. Reach up. Big breath in. And then twist to your right side. Left hand on the knee. Right hand behind you. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then twist. Long spine and the head really close behind you, please. Reach up through the center. Inhale. Right hand to knee, left hand behind you, close. Lengthen again, inhale. And exhale, twist. Beautiful work. Inhale, come forward, touch the knees. Lengthen, breath in, seated cat-cow. And exhale, round. Always finishing with length. Inhale. Good. You are done, everyone. Really keep checking how this feels, especially if you've been doing this with any injuries. So check tomorrow how that's feeling. Keep those feet on the floor and try this one quite a few times. Enjoy the rest of your day.